Hey there, and welcome back to Jovo Wednesday on Dabble Lab. A few episodes ago, I talked about I18N and how you can separate your content from your code when building your voice app with Jovo. And today I want to show you our Google Sheets integration, which allows you to use Google Sheets as a content management system and update content regularly when building your voice app. And so to get started, we'll first create a new Jovo project from our I18N template, and then we will hook this up with the Google Sheet. And so let's open the terminal for this. Create a new project with Jovo new template I18N and give it a name Google Sheets test. Okay, so now go into the folder and you can find our I18N template here. And so what's different compared to a typical Jovo project is we don't have the strings for the output speech in here in the ask and tell methods. We're calling this translation method here, this .t, and then access the right strings by using these keys here. And so if I look at the I18N folder here, these are my translation files. So here I have welcome.speech, welcome.reprompt, so I can use nested elements like this here. And I can also use variables like the name here, which is passed like this. And that's it. And so if I now use Jovo run, and open it in my debugger and launch it, you can see that it works. The advantage of using an I18N folder with separate files for each locale is that it's fast, it's no API to call and so on. It's also separated from the code and so other people can edit it. The disadvantage is that you still have to deploy your code every time you make an update to your content. And this makes it more difficult for people who don't have access to the code to update content regularly. You have to redeploy all the time, which is often unnecessary for small changes. And so this is why we introduced Google Sheets, which allows people to more easily share their content and allow other people to update it. And to do so, let's take a look at this written tutorial here. So we have a full tutorial here, and we will use a Google Sheets template, which you can find here. And so if I go here, you can find that we have welcome.speech, welcome.reprompt. So this looks exactly the same as in the I18N file. And we will use this. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to sign in. And then make a copy. Dabble Lab CMS. I would just call it like this. And now I have my own Google Sheets CMS. And to now connect this to my Jovo Voice app, I need to do a few things. And you can find all of these here in the tutorial. But also we have the full docs here about our Google Sheets integration. To get started, we need to install the Jovo Google Sheets plugin. And so let's do that now. And then we need to add that to our app.js file. And so go to your source folder, to your app.js, and you can add it here, the Google Sheets CMS. And then also add that to the use command. Then we need to add configurations to make sure we're calling the right Google Sheet. And we're going to use a public spreadsheet, which is easier to set up. And so I'm going to show you in a minute how that works. But right now, let's copy that here, open our config.js file, and add it to the configuration. And in a minute, I will add the spreadsheet ID. We will use a public spreadsheet, and we will have one sheet with a name and a type. And so type is responses, and the sheet type is also responses. So you can see here that it's a responses tab, for example, but we have several sheet types, and so you can find those here. So we have a default sheet type, we have a responses sheet type, a key value sheet type, and so on. And so it's not only for responses. You can use you can use the Google Sheets integration for all sorts of things to manage your content. And okay, and so we are ready to go. So for public spreadsheets, because the API there works differently, we need to add a position as well, which is the position of the tab here. So this is number 1, and so that's what we should use. And if I have a second one, this should be number 2. And so what I need to do now is I need to set this spreadsheet to public and get its ID. And to do that, I need to click on share and make sure that anyone with a link can view it. And I can now have the shareable link here. And so if I now open it in a incognito window, I can still open it. So our Google Sheets integration only needs the ID to access it. And so the ID is this one here, which you can find here in the middle of this URL. And so you can just copy it and add it here. Okay, and so this should work. Let's try it out. One more thing we're gonna do, we're gonna delete the i18n folder here. Okay, and so now go use Jovo Run, open the Jovo debugger again. So if I now click on launch, it works. It says, hello there, what's your name? Jan. And that's it. And this is how you can use a Google Sheet to manage content. And this allows you to make updates more quickly, invite other people, make comments, and so on. All the collaboration features that Google Sheets offers. And then also like using other stuff like calculations and things like that. All of that is possible by using Google Sheets. The next time I will show you not only Google Sheets, but also how you can use Airtable to manage your voice app content with the Jovo framework. See you next time.